Golfers lose 300 million balls every year, and most of those balls just sit at the bottom of ponds, buried in bushes, hidden in the rough where nobody bothers to look. And here's the thing, some of those balls cost $50 a dozen brand new. Premium balls that golfers pay serious money for, but you can pick them up for free and then sell them in places like Etsy and Facebook Marketplace for $1 each. This is one of the simplest side hustles a teenager can start with almost no money up front, no technical skills, and the entire inventory is literally free. So I'm going to show you exactly how this side hustle works, from getting permission to access golf courses, to knowing which balls are actually worth money, to cleaning and selling them for a profit. Hey, I'm Sen from Side Hustle Mastery, and before we get into it, let me be real about who this side hustle is for. This works best if you live near a golf course or within biking distance, or somewhere your parents can drop you off. If there's no golf course within reasonable distance, this probably isn't for you, so I recommend checking out other videos on our channel. So let me show you exactly how this side hustle works. First, there's one thing you need to understand about golf balls that most people miss. It's the difference between making 50 cents per ball and making $3 per golf ball. Not all golf balls are worth the same. Knowing which ones to prioritize is how you actually make decent money with this side hustle. There's a grading system based on condition. At the top is 5A, or mint. These look brand new, barely a scratch. Then 4A is known as near mint, where there's minor scuffs but plays perfectly. Then there's 3A, where there's visible wear and it's only good for practice shots. Anything with cuts or cracks, you just want to toss these golf balls. But the brand of the golf ball matters just as much as the condition. A Titleist Pro V1 in mint condition retails for over $50 a dozen brand new. Golfers will pay $2 to $3 for a used one that looks and plays the same, because that's going to be pure profit for you. But a top flight or a pinnacle golf ball, these are budget golf balls, maybe $15 a dozen new. You might get 50 cents if you're lucky. So this is the priority order for you to follow. If you can get Titleist Pro V1 golf balls and Pro V1X first, these are the gold standard. Then try and look for Callaway Chrome soft golf balls, then TaylorMade TP5 and Bridgestone Tour B golf balls. After that, mid-tier golf balls like Srixon and Vice, everything else goes in the bulk pile for cheap mixed lots, which you'll sell, and I'll explain later in this video. Honestly, all this knowledge alone about the different golf ball brands and the types is what's going to separate teenagers who make decent money with the side hustle from those who give up after only a week. Now you know what to look for. How do you actually get access to these balls without getting kicked off the golf course? And honestly, most people overthink this. They worry about trespassing or getting yelled at, but you're not actually sneaking around. You're actually offering a service. What you want to do is go to the golf course during business hours, skip the pro shop, find the maintenance office or course management instead. Then make them an offer that they have no reason to refuse. Say something like, hey, I noticed you've got a lot of balls in your ponds along the edges. I'll be happy to clean those up for free. All I ask is I get to keep anything that I find. This might work because you're solving a problem for them. Those balls are a nuisance. The ponds look cleaner, they don't have to pay anyone to deal with it, and it's a complete win-win for them and for you. Most course owners will say yes. Some already have contracts with retrieval companies. If so, thank them and try the next course. Now, you don't need anything fancy here, just something that says what you're doing and what you're allowed to keep. Law Depot has free templates for exactly this kind of thing, and I've linked them down below. Okay, so now that you've got their permission, where exactly do you look? Because the obvious spots aren't always the best ones. Ponds are the obvious spot because golfers hit into water constantly, especially holes where water runs along the fairway. But here's what nobody tells you. The edges of the courses are actual gold mines. Think about it. When a ball goes into the rough near the tree line, golfers look for maybe 30 seconds, but they can't find it. Then they just drop a new one because they're not spending 10 minutes hunting through bushes with people waiting behind them. And it's the same with areas near cart paths, behind sand traps, anywhere with thick vegetation. Balls disappear constantly, and most golfers don't look hard enough because it's not worth their time, but it's worth your time. So here's your checklist. Ponds and water hazards first, then tree lines and rough along each hole, then driving range perimeter. Alright, so right now after searching, you should have a bucket of dirty, muddy golf balls, and nobody's buying balls covered in pond scum. So here's how to turn them into something something people will actually pay for. Supplies cost $10 to $15 total. A bucket, dish soap, scrub brush, or an old toothbrush, and a towel will work perfectly. You probably already have most of these items already at home. What you want to do is fill the bucket with warm, soapy water. Drop the balls in, let them soak 15 to 20 minutes. Scrub each one, getting to the dimples where dirt hides, and then rinse and dry. You want to work in batches of 20 to 30 golf balls for best results. So cleaning 100 balls will honestly take about 45 minutes to an hour once you get a rhythm going. Now here's the important part, how to sort the golf balls. You want to separate the balls by brand first. All Titleist together, all the Callaway balls together, and so on. And if you're unsure about the brand, you can use ChatGPT and take a photo and ask it for the brand. Then within each brand, you want to sort by condition. Shiny newer balls with no scratches are your premium pile. Minor wear is your near mint pile. Obvious scuffs go into the practice pile. As weeks pass and your inventory grows, you want a system to track what you have. Something like Notion works great for this. How many balls of each brand and grade and what's sold and what's available, you can track it all within one database view. And it sounds like overkill at first, but honestly, once you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of golf balls, you'll be glad you have it. So I've linked Notion down below. Okay, so now that you've got clean sorted inventory, where do you actually go to sell these golf balls? To start, Facebook Marketplace is the easiest way. Local buyers and no shipping costs. The key is how you list them. So you want to be specific and mention the brand, quantity, and the condition of the golf balls. And take clean photos with great lighting. This is also where Canva helps because you can actually create simple listing images that look professional. You just add the text showing the brand and condition, clean the background, and it takes 5 minutes and it makes your listing stand out from everyone else who's just posting blurry phone photos. However, if you want to reach beyond your local area, Etsy is a great option for premium and sorted golf balls. In fact, let me actually show you what this looks like. In fact, if you head to Etsy and you searched up used golf balls like this, you'll see loads of different options that people are selling. And as you can see, there's loads of different examples with loads of different types of conditions and brands. And honestly, what works best in Etsy is presentation. You want to have clean balls, which are sorted by brand and condition. You've got a bunch of nice photos as well, and just clear descriptions of what the customer is going to get. If it's good enough, golfers are actually happy to pay a premium because they know exactly what they're getting. You just need to factor in the shipping costs, but prices are higher because you're reaching serious golfers nationwide. Okay, great. So what can you realistically make? Let me give you the honest numbers. Now, this side hustle won't make you rich, but it can make you real consistent money with very low startup cost. Here's what realistic money looks like. 2 to 3 hours at a course will get you maybe 80 to 150 balls depending on the course. Of those, maybe 20% of the balls you find are premium brands in good condition. Another 40% are mid-tier. The rest are budget balls or damaged. From 100 balls, 20 premium at $2 each is $40. 40 mid-tier at $1 each is 40 more. And then you can bulk the rest for $10 to $15. The teenagers who do well treat it like a routine, where they go to the same course, same time, every week. They build relationships with the staff and they learn which spots produce the most balls. And it's not necessarily passive income because it requires your physical effort. However, results do vary based on where you live. But if you put in consistent work, this is a legitimate way to make money with almost no barrier to entry. So you see, you could have your first batch listed by Sunday on Etsy. The key is to actually start. Pick a course, ask for permission, collect some balls, and see what happens. Make sure to check out Canva and Notion as well. Both are really helpful for making listings look professional and tracking inventory, so I've linked them all down below. If this is helpful, hit that like button for more genuine side hustle breakdowns. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out this video.